perfect alignment and never before seen in the state of Delhi. And that, if at this pace work is not being able to be done, then when will work be done? Ashish Sood also present there. Some very key portfolios handed over to Parvesh Verma, finance being held back by the Chief Minister. But Parvesh Verma in charge of transport, in charge of education, in charge of PWD. So there will be a huge responsibility on each of these members of the new Delhi cabinet, the new Delhi government, because they will all have key portfolios in their hands. 7 members in all, and all of them will have a key role to play because they will have to transform Delhi. Delhi will have to be very different, and they don't have time. They're running against the clock because in the next 4 years they need to deliver ahead of the 2029 Lok Sabha elections, because the Prime Minister has said, मुझे 5 साल दीजिए, but उससे कम समय में इसे विकसित दिल्ली बनाऊंगा. A विकसित Delhi for a विकसित Bharat. The national capital has to echo the sentiment that Bharat wants to perhaps portray to the world, that we are a world-class nation. We deserve a place at the high table among the top 3-4 nations in the world, and the capital has to deliver there. So this is the puja. Invoking all the rivers, and also with the promise, perhaps reiterating the promise that they will deliver and restore the beauty of the Yamuna river to what it used to hold as it used to flow on the banks of Indraprastha or Delhi. On the first day, the new cabinet's messaging clear. Yamuna river cleaning is among the top 5 priorities in the first 100 days. The cabinet was at the Vasudev Ghat for the sacred Yamuna Aarti. Rekha Gupta and the entire cabinet hitting the ground, highlighting fulfillment of BJP's manifesto promise on the Yamuna cleanup. This was a mega flashpoint with former AAP government in the run-up to the Delhi elections. The former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had even gone to court, alleging that Haryana and BJP government had poisoned Yamuna waters. So Rekha Gupta, a first-time MLA, visiting the Yamuna Ghat in the national capital, signaling the New Delhi government's commitment to addressing the long-standing issue of Yamuna pollution cleanup, which is a major issue in the recent assembly elections. Now, the Delhi cabinet, the portfolios will be allocated soon, but news coming through that some plum portfolios will be retained by the Chief Minister and Parvesh Sahib Singh, who is a cabinet minister, Ashish Sood, the cabinet minister, Manjinder Sirsa, cabinet minister, Ravinder Indraj Singh, cabinet minister, Kapil Mishra, cabinet minister, Pankaj Kumar Singh, cabinet ministers. And BJP sources have told CNN News 18 that the top 5 issues on the Chief Minister's agenda is the rollout of the Ayushman Bharat scheme in Delhi, cleaning up of the Yamuna river, desilting of the roads and sewers ahead of monsoon, conducting a massive sanitation exercise, repairing the roads in the national capital. So these are some of the top 4 or 5 priorities of the Delhi government. Sources also, unconfirmed reports as of now, that Parvesh Sahib Singh will perhaps be quasi the second most empowered minister in this cabinet. Whether or not he's officially declared the Deputy Chief Minister is a wait and watch, but somewhere that would be the role that he would essay. And this is the team in front on our screens that will be responsible from the BJP to implement the vision that's been set forth by the Prime Minister. These visuals of at the Vasudev Ghat, where they are formally doing a puja to show the seriousness with which they are going to approach this. Dr. Pankaj Singh, one of the cabinet ministers, a dentist by profession, earlier in the day had come out and said that soon after the oath taking had said, our priority is to ensure that the next Chhath festival, the devotees, when they go to the river, they don't find a poisoned, frothy, unclean river. They will find a clean, flowing Yamuna where they will be with their heart open and their mind open, without worries about their health, be able to offer their prayers, and we will ensure that Chhath Puja is memorable. The next Chhath Puja is memorable for every devotee. That's a promise that Dr. Pankaj Singh, a Purvanchali himself, has made. There are other criterion too, but to try and bring the Yamuna to the status of the Ganga, similar to the Namami Gange program, especially in this belt from Sonipat to Okhla as it enters Delhi, can they really transform the Yamuna? And then, of course, the downflow further down into Uttar Pradesh as it passes through Gautam Budh Nagar and enters Mathura towards that region. Will there be a story to tell? Will there be a huge riverfront and a promenade and a plan for the Yamuna like there has been a plan for the Ganga, for the Sabarmati and other rivers across the country? And will it be then befitting of the national capital, that is Delhi? These are big questions. These are pictures there. Kapil Mishra, also former Aam Aadmi Party leader who defected, broke away from Arvind Kejriwal and team in 2019. Many believed that his political career has run aground, but then thereafter, after a hiatus, went on to join the BJP, and he's been working tirelessly on ground. It was his report as a citizens journalist way back in 2008 that showcased the plight of the Yamuna River in the national capital. And today, he is part of the team that has taken it upon themselves to clean up the Yamuna in the first 100 days. That's the most visible delivery that they want to provide for the citizens of Delhi, along with, of course, no flooding, no problems during the monsoon. Kamaljeet Sehrawat is also present there. All the Delhi MPs are present even as the puja is being conducted as the evening sets in the national capital. So that is with respect to Delhi. The puja is done, the prayers have been made, the oaths have been taken. Now it's up for the cabinet to start working. Portfolio assignments will happen as and when they happen. We will try and bring you and up to speed here on CNN News 18. But here on this edition of The Right Stand, let's get a move on. The biggest reveal yet in the USAID funding storm, which has been making the headlines for the past few days. With US President Donald Trump's massive statement. What did Trump say at a summit in Miami, which has now become the biggest talking point? Let's listen into what President Trump said.
What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Well, $21 million, I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Well, we ought to tell the Indian government, this is a total breakthrough.
What do we need to spend $21 million on India voter turnout? Guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. We've got to tell the Indian government this is a total breakthrough. Huge statement that's come from President Trump himself. Now, government sources have said that some social media accounts and websites which have got deactivated in the last few days, some people are also ghosting. They've gone, yeah, really, it's happening. An action will be taken on nefarious elements related to USAID or who have used foreign funds to create domestic trouble. PM Modi has already spoken on multiple accounts on earlier foreign interference during our election process. Let's listen into Prime Minister Narendra Modi, what he said about deliberate foreign interference in Bharat's electoral process. Listen in.
आजकल देश दुनिया के बड़े बड़े ताकतवर लोग मोदी को हटाने के लिए एकजुट हो गए हैं, लेकिन ये नारी शक्ति का आशीर्वाद है, मातृशक्ति का आशीर्वाद है, आपका सुरक्षा कवच है कि मोदी हर चुनौती से टकराते हुए चलता जा रहा है। आज जब भारत तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है तो कुछ देशों को, कुछ संस्थाओं को ये पसंद नहीं आता है। बहुत से लोग हैं वो यही चाहते हैं कि भारत कमजोर हो, सरकार कमजोर हो, तो फिर खुद को जो फायदा उठाना है वो बड़ी आसानी से उठा सकते हैं। कांग्रेस वालों का और दुनिया में बैठी कुछ ताकतों का माथा गर्म हो जाता है। अगर भारत शक्तिशाली हो गया तो कुछ ताकतों का खेल ही बिगड़ जाएगा।
Now, during the 2024 Lok Sabha election campaign, Prime Minister Modi raked up the issue of foreign interference. Now, top BJP sources are telling CNN News 18 that USAID funding in Bharat has been linked to influencing political outcomes, particularly during the election years. Under the UPA, between 2004 and 2013, the Indian government received $204.28 million, while NGOs received $2,114.96 million. This is between 2014, 2008, 2000. Yes, let's get the date right. 2004 to 2013. Then, under the NDA, between 2014 to 2024, the government funding dropped to a mere $1.51 million. That is until 2015. Thereafter, the data is not there, but these are the numbers. There's hardly been any spending into the government. That's what we are given to understand. Whereas the number is 204.28 million between 2004 and 2013. This is till 2015, between 2014 to 2024 till 2015. It's $1.51 million, while NGO funding increased to $2,579.73 million. So compare this to $2,114.96 million for NGOs between 2004 and 13, 2014 to 2024. That number has only gone up by another about $400 million to about $2,579.73 million. Now, in terms of sector-wise spending, USAID funding is categorized into areas like health, education, democracy, human rights, governance, economic growth, and humanitarian assistance. Health funding has increased under the NDA era, especially in 2022. With respect to democracy, human rights and governance, the funding spiked in 2022, coinciding with Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. The government versus private institutions. USAID stopped funding the government of India after 2015. So after 2015, there has been no money that's gone directly into the government, compared to what happened in the UPA era, where about $204 million plus went in a span of 2004 to 2013. Here, after 2015, between 2014 and 2015, about $1.51 million came. After that, nothing's come. Top recipients of this entire amount of $2,500 million plus amount. Top recipients include Catholic Relief Services, $218 million, CARE International, $208 million, World Health Organization, $136 million, the JHP Corporation, $157 million, NGOs and foreign influence. Several NGOs linked to USAID, such as Catholic Relief Services, CARE International, World Vision, are accused of proselytization and political activism. The OCCRP received $47 million. Published reports say that they were allegedly used against an active campaign against Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government. Oxfam India faced an FCRA license cancellation issue in 2021 with a CBI probe initiated in 2025, and they have also received huge sums of money. Georgetown University and the foreign influence there, it's been involved in anti-India narratives, in hosting Rahul Gandhi at events linked to US intelligence. It is linked to Freedom House, CSIS and the Henry Luce Foundation, which have funded anti-India reports. Funding is linked to controversies like the Astria Foundation received US aid support for the LGBTQI plus advocacy. Internews trained Indian journalists in USAID-backed programs to influence media narratives. Alleged political influence. USAID-funded organizations allegedly supported narratives against the BJP government. Friends of Democracy linked to George Soros backed reports targeting the Modi government. This data has just come out and it's just only unfolding. The numbers are astronomical and confounding. Rohan Gupta and Syed Abbas, Asad Abbas with us. My namaste. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, gentlemen. Rohan Gupta, this is tons and tons of money that's come into Bharat, and it's come under the nose of this very Sarkar. Yes, it's alarming, it's surprising, but all these entities have received money right under the nose of this very Sarkar over the last 10 years.
See, the point is when US president says something, obviously you cannot just ignore it, and it is not one of the news. It's a serious issue. And when he says that to elect somebody else, these words are very, very important. And BJP has many times, come out with the issues how Soros funding is done in India. Whenever the foreign agency claims something, a lot of people in India, the opposition party jumps on that. Many of the parliament sessions were washed out just because of this news. Apart from that, if $21 million, when US president says it has been sent to elect somebody else, it's a serious issue, and somewhere it affirms the claims which are done by BJP till now. We have seen, Anand, in Bangladesh what happened. How Sheikh Hasina government was toppled and Yunus was put. And after that, we have seen the photos of Yunus with President Biden then. So it clearly creates a picture of danger for Indian democracy. And this requires more investigations and facts to come out that who has received this money. And we have to go in detail. If you see the crackdown of BJP government on foreign funding by the trust, the NGOs, that also reflects many such instances where they try to weaken our democracy. So I think it's a big conspiracy, and detailed investigation is required. And the President Trump, I think he has just touched the tip of the iceberg. That is what I feel.
Syed Asad Abbas?
Firstly, Rohan Gupta ji, many points you made, sir. I agree with you on that front. But let me tell you that the amount that is mentioned, $21 million, makes it look very small compared to your budget. As per the expenditure submitted by the Bharatiya Janata Party to the Election Commission of India, in the year 2024, your party has spent more than 1,700 crore, which makes it look the amount by the USAID about 200 crore. There's still a fraction of the amount you have spent. Now, sir. Yeah, the real question is, no doubt, the real question here is, Rohan Gupta Sahab, as to where did the funding go? Sarkar bhi tumhari, Lashkar bhi tumhara. The fact is, we need to know, FCRA ho gaya, ya money laundering, kahan se aa raha hai paisa? How is this money coming into India? And is it really causing unrest in our country? The real question also to be asked, Rohan Gupta Sahab, is that USAID undoubtedly has worked great for a country. Be it farmers, be it the work they have done with Reliance Foundation, be it the MOU signed with Piyush Goyal Sahab for the MOU with the Indian Railways, also with Devendra Fadnavis ji, so on and so forth. We do know Smriti Irani ji worked 4 years with the USAID, of course, much before she was in Bharatiya Janata Party. It was during when she was an actress. But the real question is, no doubt, national security is paramount to us. But the fact is, since you are the gatekeeper, since you are in the government, you are the ruling dispensation, आपके नाक के नीचे ये सब कैसे हो रहा है? इतना पैसा जो आ रहा है, just in the last 4 years, Rohan Gupta Sahab, $650 million of the USAID has come to India. How is that even possible without you being in the party, being present? The fact of the matter is, why don't you call out for a joint parliamentary committee on this, or a Supreme Court monitored investigation? This to me really baffles, sir.
No, okay. Well, you are asking the question of the gatekeeper, how did this money come in? Will you want to ask those people who have taken this money what they were up to? Why did they take?
Definitely.
Now, does this not equate to foreign interference? Is this not taking money from a foreign entity to destabilize an duly elected government with a mandate?
Absolutely, Anand sir. Bilkul.
So
I completely agree with you.
So
yes,
what? So if there are agencies who are actively pushing proselytization, it's not just about trying to evangelize or talk about their thing, but they're deliberately using money as a lure to convert people. Is that not a crime as per our law? If they were doing this, if they were deliberately pushing public perception with active propaganda and negative propaganda with a set agenda, is that right or wrong? Is that ethical or not? That too, funds being borrowed from a foreign government. Now, does that not equal to foreign interference? Now, if that is foreign interference and you are working with another state actor against the interest of the elected state, Is that not treason, or is that not anti-state activity, anti-Bharat activity? How would you define that? What should be done with people who are recipients of this money? And if this money is being deliberately done to try and derail the systems in Bharat, deliberately try to derail Bharat, what should be done with such people?
Anand Sahab, your bullet points, your statistics, facts, figures are on point, undoubtedly. As a matter of fact, this time the only question, I stand with you, every question that you ask, absolutely. If millions of dollars which are coming in, what I hear is in the last 20 years, more than $2 billion have come into India, be it the UPA or be it the BJP. The fact of the matter is, the simple question here I ask, yes, sir, I completely stand with you. What is the money being used for? Is there conversion which is taking place or unrest in our country? The fact is, I speak of Hubbul Watan, love for the country, live for the country, and the same thing which our prophet says. But the fact of the matter is, Bharatiya Janata Party has been 10 years in power. How have they not been able to get to the root cause of this? What are the agencies doing? The Central Bureau of Investigation, Enforcement Directorate, which is fully on charge when it comes to getting a grip on the opposition leaders, what are they doing? Find these people who are causing unrest in India. Find these so-called activists who are causing such chaos here. And put them into the jail.
Then at that time, you and a certain chorus, quote unquote, ecosystem will not claim victim deliberately being victimized. They will not claim persecution. They will not come out and say, "अरे democracy खतरे में है. अरे देखो लोगों को प्रताड़ित कर रहे हैं. देखो तानाशाही सरकार हमारे पीछे पड़ी है. So what if I have taken a few million bucks here and there? Should I not have the right to earn and the right to live?" So all of those choruses will not begin. Syed Asad Abbas?
If Anand Sahab, if it is found to be in any way against my country, against the national security, I think those voices will fade out when there is evidence, substantial backed evidence that certain elements in our country which are antisocial and working against the cause of our nation, I think they must be brought to books.
No, entities who claim that they are only working towards increasing voter turnout, they will not classify as antisocial. But if they were deliberately trying to engineer certain unrest, or they were engineering certain machinations on ground to ensure that the ruling disposition fails and the ruling disposition doesn't get elected and the entire electoral process is put under question and scrutiny, then is that not an activity with a nefarious intent? That's where it stands. Okay, let Rohan Gupta answer some of the questions. Yes, Rohan Gupta.
Okay.
See, basic point here, Anand, is he was saying what action. We know that BJP has taken actions against this FCRA Act. We have seen a lot of actions against Oxfam and other NGOs. You know, Oxfam, I just read one statement of Oxfam NGO, right? Mr. Amitabh Beher. He says, for Congress party, that the Congress has been the banyan tree of ideas under which a broad range of multiple and even diverse ideas have nurtured and nourished as long as they have common core ethos, which is in line with the fundamental ideology framework of Congress and idea of India. So he told that Congress should form a banyan tree, it's a banyan tree, and it should form the alliance of civil societies to take care of these rights and all. And the same where FCRA action has been taken against these NGOs, lot of Congress leaders, they came out and spoke, oh, this is against the humanitarian. So that is the problem here. So it's a big nexus, Anand. Now, whether it is a deep state or USAID, there is a whole nexus. It has to be broken impartially, systematically, because you can understand how these funds flow. George Soros, we know Hindenburg thing. When Hindenburg paper came out, the kind of money which was spent on social media, highlighting the points raised by that, supported by Soros, it's you cannot even compare what's happening. So they always try to destabilize. You remember Anand's statement of Salman Khurshid. When Bangladesh incident happened, he opened it that these kind of things can happen in India. So what is this? This is incitement. This is the kind of support they want from outside. I think the leader also once said that they will require support of democracies outside India to save democracy in India. What is this? So I think this is a nexus, but India and this government is strong enough to take care of these kind of issues. But today, things coming out of straight from the mouth of Trump, I think it's an eye opener and alarming for our democracy.
In 2020-21, in 2020-21. Oxfam, since you spoke about it, and with no disrespect, the report suggests about $3.5 million came to this organization. So there was an FCRA query raised. There's a CBI investigation in 2025. But where is the money? Where is the accountability? What's been done, Rohan Gupta? The point is the number shows 2,500 million plus has come in the last 10 years to these entities. And if you know that they are interfering, if you know that this money is coming into this country, why has this not been stopped? And if there are actors in our country who are working at the behest of a foreign state, taking money from them, what is the criminal culpability here?
Anand,
What can the state do to say a person like me, for example, X, let's say it is me. I have received $2 million and my job is to set out an agenda, set out a podcast, set out a platform on social media which just berates Narendra Modi and his government day in and day out. What will you do to me?
See, Anand, that's what I'm saying. It's not as simple as it shows. Like, it's like simple money which is coming, and the way it is used, social media is not a small thing. If you see deep state in USA, there are many dimensions. They work in name of environment. They work in name of elevating poverty. They work in name of infrastructure. They work in name of many, many things in name of human resources. That's what I'm saying. When action has been taken by Modi government against these NGOs, crackdown was made, their FCRA license were also cancelled, their funding was reduced. So obviously the action has been taken. And you cannot again, if there's genuine funding which comes, you cannot question everybody. So that's why the systematic
But you can at least, is the government now trying to see where did the money go? All right, the money came because you considered it genuine funding. As per the laws, if there is a registered company, it is getting foreign funding, it can get the money. But are you now at least going to see who got paid off and for what?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Lots of licenses of these NGOs where FCRA Act was implemented, their license has been cancelled. So systematic approach is going on by the government to ensure that there should not be any misuse of fund. At the same time, people who are genuine, they also should not be deprived
Rohan
of
Gupta,
funds.
you're stopping FCRA funding for NGOs, they're registering themselves as companies and they're getting it as FDI.
It's not going to be, again, Anand, let them try whatever they want. It's not going to be easy. It's a major conspiracy against our democracy, against our government. And the way things are coming out, it's a big nexus. Since it is involved many financial aspects, it requires a detailed study of deep state, social media, influencers, media, the small channels management, YouTube, lots of aspects are there. So obviously we are going in detail to ensure that nobody in India, whether it is FCRA or PMLA, nobody should be allowed to misuse the fund which is issued.
The larger point is that in their effort to try and derail, dethrone, remove, dislodge Prime Minister Narendra Modi, they have also hurt the country. They have hurt the country, its people, its own path to progress. They have derailed reforms. They have hurt the country dearly. Yes, you may have political opposition, you may have ideological differences, but when you are ready to do that, you are ready to hurt the country for the sake of trying to dislodge a political leadership or a party, then where do your ethics stand and where do your loyalties stand? How do I trust someone like this, that this person has Bharat's interests in mind? That's a big question, and I hope viewers are thinking this too. We heard what the Prime Minister had to say. Gentlemen, coming back to you, let's also quickly listen in to what BJP's Amit Malviya earlier posted, an old video of Rahul Gandhi, and alleged that in March 2023, ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, Rahul Gandhi was in London and that Rahul urged foreign powers to intervene in Bharat's internal affairs. Listen in.
So the surprising thing is that the so-called defenders of democracy, which are the United States, European countries, seem to just be oblivious that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone, right? Which is a real problem. With regards to, and frankly, the opposition is fighting that battle, right? And it's not just an Indian battle. It's actually a much more important battle.
Meanwhile, Congress MP Jairam Ramesh alleged that, quote, claims made by the US President are typically nonsensical. Government of India should bring out a white paper at the earliest. Quick final comment, Syed Asad Abbas. Foreign interference, foreign funding, foreign money, it's not just an Indian battle. You guys need to come. All those who believe this, somewhere he's trying to placate this entire Soros ecosystem. It's similar lot of people who he met with in the US when he traveled there, and it's a similar lot of people who walked with him at Bharat Jodo. So should we not tie these visual threads together and draw a conclusion?
Firstly, Anand sir, you've asked the right question. Thank you for the time, sir. The fact is, be it Bharat Jodo or any campaign by any political party, the fact is there needs to be a clear-cut investigation. My humble plea to probably Rohan Gupta sahab, who's the national spokesperson of BJP, I think I'm sure in your party there are talks of a joint parliamentary committee on this, or even a Supreme Court monitored investigation in this completely. Also, the fact of the matter is, I believe $21 million here in Indian democracy election is a very small paltry figure, sir. Because BJP alone has spent.
You know how much is no. BJP as a party. 1 minute. BJP as a party is
How are you
spending money
comparing these two?
for propagating its own political agenda to the people of the country. $21 million is 180 crores. A few crores in the hands of certain nefarious elements can result in catastrophe. Do you think those who got funded for orchestrating or conducting the Delhi riots were paid 180 crores, sir? It's a matter of a few crores in their hands, and bricks and stones and petrol Molotov cocktails were there on the rooftops, and they were pelted at innocents. And you saw what happened. You saw what happened. And if there is a deliberate intent behind creating that disruption, at a time when the then President Donald Trump was in our country, to embarrass both Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, what should be done with such people? Please answer that question. Is that not Bharat's image at stake? Or is it just your opposition or your hatred for Narendra Modi that counts? That's where do you draw the line, and where were these lines blurred? Rohan Gupta, final word.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Rohan Gupta, please.
This point only. In their process of opposing Modi ji and BJP, if the leaders go out of the country on international forum, they raise questions on India. It's not questioning only Modi or BJP. It's questioning India, talking about waging war against the states. What is this? They have lost complete Haryana election just based on the one Sikh comment that they are afraid in India to wear turban. Where are they coming from? What are the points they want to raise? Why they are tarnishing image of India? And they are not understanding, Anand. They are losing confidence of people every day. They are losing state by state. It's evidence that this kind of narrative, going outside the country, talking about the country, questioning the country, people are not liking it.
You seek the help of the voter. You seek the help of the entities within the country to push your political ideology, narrative against the ruling disposition, for the ruling disposition. However, the moment you extend your hands externally, ask foreign forces for money to fund you, sir, you are selling your soul to them. They will hold you at ransom, they will hold you on a leash, and they will treat you as their pet and puppet if and when you come to power. Plus, you are also doing the nation a great disservice. That's what. The same disservice is also being done by the ruling disposition by not cracking down upon these ghar ke bedis.
Yes.
Cracking down upon these Mir Bakis who have hurt our country in the past, and they continue to do so even today. That's where I'm trying. I'm going to pause there. We've got to take a very, very short break. The news circle continues. Big news coming in around the Sambal riots and what happened in Sambal. When we come back, stay with us.
Retirement can last.
Really forget AAP. I mean, I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. I'm not like taking any sides, but I'm saying if AAP has been a very unique kind of experiment in Delhi. It won.
ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगी। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगी। मैं मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगी तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगी। मैं रेखा गुप्ता ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूं कि जो विषय मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा, उसे किसी व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों को तब के सिवाय जबकि ऐसे मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों के समय निर्वहन के लिए ऐसा करना अपेक्षित हो, मैं प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संसूचित या प्रकट नहीं करूंगी।
Lieutenant Governor Vinay Saxena, in fact, over there administering the oath to Rekha Gupta, the new Chief Minister of Delhi. As Rekha Gupta now, in fact, greets the Prime Minister, who's very much present on the dais, and in fact, extremely honoured as she's just been sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Delhi. We all know that this is the second time you have a woman Chief Minister from the BJP for the national capital, and the first, of course, going under the current scheme of things as far as the BJP government is concerned. Let's listen in.
मैं परवेज साहिब सिंह ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता को अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा। मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा। मैं परवेज साहिब सिंह ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि जो विषय मंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा, उसे किसी व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों को तब के सिवाय जबकि ऐसे मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों के समेत निर्वहन के लिए ऐसा करना अपेक्षित हो, मैं प्रत्यक्ष अथवा अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संसूचित या प्रकट नहीं करूंगा। जय हिंद।
And Parvesh Verma over there now sworn in as the new Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital, as LG Vinay Saxena also administered that oath to Parvesh Verma, who's now been sworn in as the new Delhi CM, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, I beg your pardon. Cabinet Minister, in fact. Let's quickly, in fact, also take you through all the latest that's coming in.
मैं आशीष सुशीला मदन गोपाल सूद ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता को अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा। मैं आशीष सुशीला मदन गोपाल सूद ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि जो विषय मंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा, उसे किसी व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों को तब के सिवाय जबकि ऐसे मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों के सम्यक निर्वहन के लिए ऐसा करना अपेक्षित हो, मैं प्रत्यक्ष अथवा अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संसूचित या प्रकट नहीं करूंगा। भारत माता की जय।
Back live with a big disclosure by the Sambal SP. The SP Sambal, in a press conference earlier in the day, a short while ago, has said that one of the arsonists, 24 arrests, one of the arsonists of the 24th November Sambal riots, Ghulam, has confessed that there was a plan to assassinate the Hindu side lawyer. Weapons were actually given along with the photograph of this lawyer. But the intent was larger. The intent was that by targeting this lawyer and trying to kill him, they were trying to trigger nationwide violence and nationwide riots. And this person, this arsonist Ghulam, was told that by leaders. The SP Sambal has said leaders told him that he will become famous. So there was this whole thing. There it is. That's the arsonist Ghulam, and the SP giving the briefing. Let's listen into what the SP had to say.
जितने भी आपराधिक गतिविधियां हैं वो करते आ रहे थे, लेकिन पिछले कुछ समय से पुलिस की सख्ती के कारण ये आपराधिक गतिविधियां संचालित नहीं कर पा रहे थे। इसके द्वारा यह भी बताया गया कि जो 24 तारीख को जो हिंसा है उसमें एक कोई वकील है जो कि बाहर से आते हैं और वो जगह जगह पे एप्लीकेशन डालते हैं। इनके द्वारा ये निर्धारित किया गया, जब प्लानिंग में असले देने के समय उन्होंने उसको ब्रीफ किया गया था, उसका फोटो भी उनको बताया गया था कि ये इस तरीके का व्यक्ति है जो लिए गया है, जिसको जामा मस्जिद के अंदर किसी भी सूरत में पहुंच के उस व्यक्ति को खत्म करना है। उससे देश भर के अंदर हिंसा फैलेगी और ये लोग जो हैं देश भर में, दुनिया भर में फेमस हो जाएंगे। इनकी ये इन्होंने इस बात को एडमिट भी किया है। मेन कंस्पिरेटर के रूप में इस गुलाम को पुलिस द्वारा गिरफ्तार किया गया है और गिरफ्तार करके आज इसको जेल भेजा जा रहा है।
He's been arrested as the main conspirator. The SP Sambal saying he is a local criminal whose activities were curbed, but he was specifically tasked after being given weapons and a photograph being shown of a Hindu side lawyer who is filing petitions at various places. The idea is to go inside the Jama Masjid, target him, kill him so that nationwide violence will be triggered and that he will become famous, this person Ghulam. So he is now being arrested as the chief conspirator of the November 24 violence in Sambhal. A far, far greater, far more devious plot that's been hatched. Anshul joining us with more details. Anshul, this puts the whole Sambhal issue, what happened there, into a totally different perspective with this person Ghulam, the accused, confessing, as claimed by the SP Sambhal, that the idea was to trigger nationwide violence by killing a Hindu side lawyer.
Well, definitely the entire the Sambhal police was actually looking into the larger conspiracy in this entire matter, and definitely the manner in which the accused has accepted the fact that he was tasked to actually go ahead and attack the Hindu side lawyer so that eventually the attacker could get famous. This is something that has now been said from the side of the accused who has been arrested by Sambhal police. Now, the job of the Sambhal police is to make sure that this statement that has been given by the accused is backed by evidences, and what some of the sources are telling us that they are actually getting close to collecting more substantial evidences. For example, the weapons that might have been given to him, who were the people who had given him this task. Were there some larger groups who might have been involved? Because initially the claims or the reports that had come out that actually said that there could be cross-border funding that could be happening in Sambhal as well. So all this will get much clearer as the Sambhal police is closing in to exposing the entire conspiracy that happened on the 24th of November when the inspection of the Jama Masjid was happening.
Anshul, just stay with me on the phone. We're going to play out what the SP said once again. Does the SP mention leaders? That means are there people of influence who are involved in this? Secondly, does he mention that this is deliberate? These riots were pre-planned with or were the riots going to be used as a perhaps charade or a mask, a veil, to try and also enter Jama Masjid and then kill this Hindu side lawyer and then trigger a nationwide violence? Let's listen into the SP again.
जितने भी आपराधिक गतिविधियां हैं वो करते आ रहे थे, लेकिन पिछले कुछ समय से पुलिस की सख्ती के कारण ये आपराधिक गतिविधियां संचालित नहीं कर पा रहे थे। इसके द्वारा यह भी बताया गया कि जो 24 तारीख को जो हिंसा है उसमें एक कोई वकील है जो कि बाहर से आते हैं और वो जगह जगह पे एप्लीकेशन डालते हैं। इनके द्वारा ये निर्धारित किया गया, जब प्लानिंग में असले देने के समय उन्होंने उसको ब्रीफ किया गया था, उसका फोटो भी उनको बताया गया था कि ये इस तरीके का व्यक्ति है जो लिए गया है, जिसको जामा मस्जिद के अंदर किसी भी सूरत में पहुंच के उस व्यक्ति को खत्म करना है। उससे देश भर के अंदर हिंसा फैलेगी और ये लोग जो हैं देश भर में, दुनिया भर में फेमस हो जाएंगे। इनकी ये इन्होंने इस बात को एडमिट भी किया है। मेन कंस्पिरेटर के रूप में इस गुलाम को पुलिस द्वारा गिरफ्तार किया गया है और गिरफ्तार करके आज इसको जेल भेजा जा रहा है।
Anila Singh of the BJP with us. Anshul Singh, just stay on with us. Anila Singh, the SP Sambal saying main conspirator के तौर पर नवंबर 24 के लिए गुलाम को गिरफ्तार किया गया, but the SP Sambal says that he was actually instructed. He was shown the photograph of a lawyer जो इधर उधर पिटिशन डालते रहते हैं, जगह जगह जाते रहते हैं, उनकी तस्वीर दिखाई गई, and to try and go and kill him inside Jama Masjid, so that not only does he get famous, but there is nationwide violence that is triggered. So clearly there is a plot here and it looks pre-planned.
My Ram to all, and absolutely. Like, if I talk about the UP police or Yogi Sarkar, everybody was saying this thing only, that there is a conspiracy, there is a plot, everything is pre-planned, there is a blueprint. The way everything, it started rolling it, and at the same time we saw that Samajwadi Party and the political party, especially Samajwadi Party and the political party
Anila
like
ji,
Congress.
may I humbly request you to please stay with me on the phone. Harishankar Jain ji is with us on the phone line. Harishankar Jain ji is one of the petitioners in the Gyanvapi issue, in the Bhotshala issue, and also in this entire Sambal matter. His son Vishnu Shankar Jain is also involved in these cases. But Harishankar Jain ji, namaste. SP मैं आनंद बोल रहा हूँ. SP संबल ने कहा है कि एक व्यक्ति है गुलाम, उसको अरेस्ट किया उन्होंने एज मेन कंस्पिरेटर, और उसने ये कबूल किया है कि उस दिन उसे इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया गया था कि जमा मस्जिद के अंदर जाए, goes into the जमा मस्जिद. He was given the photograph of a Hindu side lawyer. They have not named the person. They have said Hindu side lawyer जो जगह जगह जाते हैं, petition करते हैं. The idea was to kill this Hindu side lawyer so that there is nationwide violence that is triggered, and इस गुलाम को कहा गया तुम भी फेमस हो जाओगे, हिंदुस्तान में नहीं दुनिया भर में. How would you? जी.
It is very unfortunate. मुस्लिम साइड इस हद तक उतर आएगा, ये उम्मीद तो किसी को नहीं हो सकती, क्योंकि एडवोकेट काम एडवोकेट का होता है, और ये सही बात है, खबर उनकी सही है, और जो उनका कहना वो भी सही है कि कॉन्स्पिरेसी बहुत दिन से विष्णु के खिलाफ चल रही है. ये हम लोग फील भी कर रहे हैं, और इनपुट सरकार के पास भी है, और मैं समझता हूँ सरकार को एप्रोप्रिएट स्टेप भी लेना चाहिए, लिया भी होगा, मैं नहीं जानता, लेना चाहिए. परंतु इस तरह की जो टेंडेंसी है जो मुस्लिम वर्ग में पनप रही है कि कोई कोर्ट में जाए, कोर्ट में जाने के बाद आप किसी से क्रिमिनलाइज करें, तो रूल ऑफ लॉ और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात तो बेकार है. ये कहना तो बेकार है कि सब कोर्ट के थ्रू हम संविधान मानते हैं और करते, तो सब हवा हवाई की बात है. अनफॉर्चुनेट, और ये बहुत सीरियस मामला है, क्योंकि जो लोग हिंदू एक्टिविस्ट हैं, जो लीगल ढंग से भी काम कर रहे हैं, उन सबको आज मुस्लिम साइड से खतरा है. ये बात हमने सब लोग फील कर रहे हैं इस बात को.
But does this also show that the entire Sambal riots thing was not spontaneous, it was not organic, and that there could be big leaders, big names involved in plotting this whole conspiracy?
Yes. I will not name the person I know. I will not name the political party or the person, but it's certain that very highest of the political party and prominent leaders of some political parties, prominent religious scholars, they are behind this conspiracy, and they want to see it. They want to do something.
But and it's not about settling the score or something. They want to actually trigger violence across the country. That's what the SP has said.
Exactly. Very correct and rightly that's correct. And we are feeling also day to day. In day-to-day working, we are feeling everywhere.
So you are saying in day-to-day working, you are also feeling. You are saying Hindu activists are constantly feeling threatened.
Yes,
you are feeling threatened.
And they are likely to be targeted any time.
And you believe that you fear for your son, Vishnu Shankar Jain. You just named him. You said that even he is facing threats.
Yes, right. We are under threat. That's correct. But at the same time, we are not fearful. We go on doing our work, whatever the threat is. We are not covered. But threat is there.
Harishankar Jain ji, thank you for speaking with us. Anila Singh ji, you heard Harishankar Jain. He's saying that he knows who they are. They are senior people of certain political entities. That's what he is alluded to. And he's aware that they are deliberately targeting Hindu activists who are trying to use the peaceful legal recourse, the legal route. And he's urging the government to do something about it. Saying government is aware, they must do something about it.
I'm 100% sure that government is definitely, government has taken the cognizance of it, and they will increase the safety and the security of Hindu lawyer, because He's very bold. He raises his voice. He fights cases for the Hindutva, I can say so. So definitely there are political parties who are deep into appeasement politics. There are people from this particular religious community who always keep on fighting against the Sanatan and claiming themselves as minority. So threat is there. And this is what, I was saying in the beginning as well. The most unfortunate thing is that the political parties, such political parties who keep on advocating for such people who give threat to Hindu advocates and the Hindu people who try to raise their voice for the Sanatan. For them, the Hindus are the big threat, and they want to become famous by killing the lawyer who is raising his voice, who is fighting cases. This is a way to become famous, and for them.
But Anila ji, the UP police, while saying that he was tasked and instructed, have named him the key conspirator. So does the investigation stop there, or will those who gave him the instructions will be also brought to book? Because that's the larger plot, because they wanted to trigger nationwide violence.
True. So the investigation is not going to stop anyway. It will keep on going. And each and every person who is behind it, whether that person is in our country or sitting in Dubai or elsewhere, so Yogi government is not going to spare.
Right, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how far this investigation goes on. Anila Singh ji, thank you. I'm just going to check if Anshul is there with us on the phone line. Just get a confirmation. Is the investigation still ongoing, or are they closing the case? Because it does not stop with Ghulam very clearly, even though he's being named the key conspirator. Anshul, he's also got instructions.
Well, then, entire investigation is still underway. There are more evidences that the police needs to collect at this point in time, and especially after the revelations that have been made by Ghulam, the police will now have to figure out as to who are these people who might have given him the task to go ahead and carry out this entire crime. Because if you look at the FIR and the kind of sections that have been registered in this FIR as well, the police initially, since the initial days, has been pointing out that there could be a larger conspiracy to carry out riots and arson in Sambhal on the 24th of November, and that is what was being investigated. Now, especially after these revelations that have come in, the police has got a lead in this entire matter so that they could reach to the bottom of this entire investigation as to who were the people who might have planned this entire riot in Sambhal, what was their motive, what was the conspiracy, if at all there was a larger conspiracy that might have been involved as well. All of this will be looked at by the Sambhal police.
Well, lawyer and Hindu activist himself, Harishankar Jain, while speaking with CNN News 18, confirming that Hindu activists are facing constant threat and they are working under constant threat, and that his son Vishnu Shankar Jain has been threatened and there is a threat to his life. He's also said that he is aware of certain political entities and tall leaders who want him done away with, and he believes he has an inclination and insight, although he did not reveal that. But he did say that Vishnu Shankar Jain, who was in Sambhal on that day on the 24th of November, has been facing constant threats. The SP has not named anybody. He just said that a Hindu side lawyer who's been filing petitions and he travels multiple places was the target of this person in the green jacket, Ghulam, who's now been arrested. He's confessed that he was tasked with it. He was given a photograph, given weapons, and his task was to go and kill this Hindu side lawyer inside the Jama Masjid, because he was told it will trigger nationwide violence and it will also make him famous. The cops have now named him key conspirator, but the investigation continues. On that note, we're going to wind up this edition of The Right Stand. Stay with us.
Really forget AAP. I mean, I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. I'm not taking any sides, but I'm saying if AAP has been a very unique kind of experiment in Delhi. It won.
ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगी। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगी। मैं मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगी तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगी।
मैं
मैं रेखा गुप्ता ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूँ कि जो विषय मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा उसे किसी व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों को तब के सिवाय जबकि ऐसे मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों के समय निर्वहन के लिए ऐसा करना अपेक्षित हो मैं प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संसूचित या प्रकट नहीं करूंगी।
Lieutenant Governor Vinay Saxena, in fact, over there, administering the oath to Rekha Gupta, the new Chief Minister of Delhi, as Rekha Gupta now, in fact, greets the Prime Minister, who's very much present on the dais, and, in fact, extremely honoured as she's just been sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Delhi. We all know that this is the second time you have a woman Chief Minister from the BJP for the national capital, and the first, of course, going under the current scheme of things as far as the BJP government is concerned. Let's listen in.
मैं परवेज साहिब सिंह ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता को अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा। मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा। मैं परवेज साहिब सिंह ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि जो विषय मंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा उसे किसी व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों को तब के सिवाय जबकि ऐसे मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों के सम्यक निर्वहन के लिए ऐसा करना अपेक्षित हो मैं प्रत्यक्ष अथवा अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संसूचित या प्रकट नहीं करूंगा। जय हिंद।
And Parvesh Verma over there now sworn in as the new Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital, as LG Vinay Saxena also administered that oath to Parvesh Verma, who's now been sworn in as the new Delhi CM, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, I beg your pardon. Cabinet Minister, in fact. Let's quickly, in fact, also take you through all the latest that's coming in.
मैं आशीष सुशीला मदन गोपाल सूद ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता को अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा। मैं आशीष सुशीला मदन गोपाल सूद ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि जो विषय मंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा उसे किसी व्यक्ति या
Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Zakir Jacob. The New Delhi Chief Minister, the new New Delhi Chief Minister, Rekha Gupta, and her new cabinet have gotten right into action from day one. They took part in the evening Yamuna Aarti at the banks of the same Yamuna River, which was the object of much scorn and derision throughout the election campaign. The cabinet met. They decided to implement, among one of the first decisions taken today by the new cabinet, was the Ayushman Bharat scheme to be kick-started in the state of Delhi. Remember, when Kejriwal was chief minister and then subsequently when Atishi was chief minister, the Aam Aadmi Party refused to implement Ayushman